It's April 9th, 2020. Good day and welcome to the 12-Minute Show brought to you by the Black and a Half Podcast. I'm your host, Silas Lindenstein. Here on the 12-Minute Show, we discuss the day's hottest topics with the most exciting panelists I can find on short notice in just 12-ish minutes. Okay, it's time to meet our panel. He's the co-host of the Stoop Kings podcast, Chris Mejia.
Gang, gang.
He's co-producer of the Fremont Troll Farm, Timmy Booth.
Hello.
And creator and host of the documentary series 8480 on Amazon Prime. Please welcome Monica Nevi.
Hello.
All right, welcome everybody. Welcome everybody. That's an legitimate crowd noise that you hear right now.
Okay.
Welcome. Are you all quarantined still? You safe? Are you safe? It's important to know.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. Good. See, Timmy's the safest. He's in a closet.
Yeah.
He's in his closet.
It's wonderful. Okay. So we're gonna jump right into it because we've got a short amount of time here. Okay. First news item. LeBron James says he may not have closure if the NBA season is canceled because of coronavirus pandemic. Some of you are basketball fans, right? You're basketball fans, I believe. Yes. How are you going to feel? The season had been going. As a fan, are you going to be crushed if it doesn't have a conclusion?
I just want my fantasy money back. That's my biggest question. It's like, so what about our fantasy leagues?
What happens to everyone who gambled in Vegas?
Right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they just lost all that money. I mean, they probably were going to lose it anyways, but like now it's like, oh, they can't even be like, oh, I lost because I made the wrong bet.
I think it really depends on who you support. Like, as a Spurs fan, I'm fine with us just going to next season, But if like LeBron, if you're a Lakers fan, you're like, I kind of wanted to see what would happen. So.
Yeah, if you're a Charlotte fan, you're like, oh, sorry, Timmy.
Oh God, no, it's good. They played all right, and now it's over. Rip the Band-Aid off.
You're like, I have closure.
Did you guys hear about the NBA horse tournament that's going to be held on Sunday?
No.
The NBA is having like players compete in horse from their home. In a tournament
like over Zoom, just like
yeah. Well, it's gonna be on ESPN. I don't know.
That could be the playoffs. That could be that's how they decide everything.
But I was thinking like LeBron. I looked at who was in it. It's like CP3 and some other people. And like if LeBron really wants to compete, he should have signed up for that horse tournament. That's my.
That's
take.
true. That's the closure he needs. The horse tournament. Do you think they'll give him rings for that?
No. No.
So here's my question.
At least they shouldn't, because then that allows an opportunity for a player who definitely should never win a ring to have a ring.
Yeah, for sure.
So here's a question I had about it. I watched WrestleMania this last weekend, right? With WrestleMania went on with no audience. There's no audience that they're doing now. And I wondered if we were starting to relax some of the social restrictions and they said, okay, players who are negative or because they're all getting tested, somehow they're magically getting test kits and they have no temperature.
Not magically, it's because they have money.
Right. Yeah.
You forgot, if you're rich, you get whatever you want.
That's right. Would you be okay if they played games without fans?
Yeah.
Just to finish off the season?
Yeah, I don't get to go to live games anyway, so.
Yeah. And you have no FOMO as you're watching. It's actually better.
Yeah.
I think it would be amazing to watch NBA games with no fans just to see, like, but I want the players to act like as if there's fans. I still want, like, James Harden to eyeball, like, an empty chair. Talking bad shit the whole game. He's like, that's right, bitch. I just threw 3 on you. Like,
it's like Malice in the Palace 2.
LeBron James throw chalk into empty bleachers.
Malice in the Palace 2 will just be invisible enemies.
They're just fighting the non-existent audiences.
One of my favorite parts of WrestleMania was how they were getting up and like cheering and doing all the things they do to boost up the crowd to nobody, and nobody's doing anything. And they just acted like there was an audience, and it was pretty funny. And
I've seen that happen at some open mics. So.
Good thought.
I saw that clip of what's his name? Stone Cold Steve Austin. And he's like, "Can I get a hell yeah?" And he points the microphone at the crowd, and there's no one. It's complete silence.
They should do, if they do NBA games, instead of just doing it like normally televised, they should do it live where people can comment, because then you could like yell, like you could comment what you would normally yell at the ref or whatever.
I just want to see a live Twitch chat of everyone saying brick every time.
That's awesome. Okay.
The NBA still on IG Live. We can do
just
it.
doing like the praise hands when they're shooting free throws and stuff, like trying to.
We need the NBA back because people are getting too horny with all this free time.
So free time. Speaking of free time, Dr. Fauci, our courageous leader, pretty much right now, speculates Americans could take summer vacations, but there'd be caveats. So they project that things will be kind of okay, but you still need to keep some distance so it doesn't flare back up. Can you imagine yourself taking vacation this summer? Could you do it to a crowd, to Disneyland? Like, I'm curious if anyone would feel comfortable at this point.
No, I mean, I don't feel comfortable at Disneyland anyways, but too many kids. I mean, would they have to like still cap like the amount of people that could be in one place? Then it wouldn't be as bad. Like if you got one of the 50 tickets to Disneyland, that might be the best Disneyland experience you ever had. Like,
or say, let's even to a beach. So you're going to go to the beach. Do you think you could you handle it and maintain all the things that they're trying to do now with distancing, or do you think the fear of catching it would keep you away? Anybody?
I just don't think it's gonna work. Like, I can't jog to the park right now without people like jogging up next to me and like squeezing my butt as they go by. You know, no, they get close. They get close. People are not following.
Who's grabbing your ass?
getting harassed on your runs, Timmy? What's happening?
This might be a different issue than coronavirus.
What type of pants are you wearing on your runs? You know, think about the way you're dressing. Okay,
that's true.
Timmy, next time I see you, I'm gonna take a hard look at your ass because I need to know what about your booty that people are like, I'm gonna sexually harass this man. I don't care if there's a pandemic.
Can you get coronavirus anally? Is that an issue?
There's only one way to find out.
If you test positive, we know what happened.
I got good news and bad news. Good news, had a good time last night. Bad news, I got corona.
Chris, how about you? Do you think you could take vacation?
I mean, I would definitely be very nervous about it for sure. I have lupus, so I'm at higher risk. So like, it would not be smart, but like, I'm running out of thirst traps to post. So like, I
gotta get those beach photos. How am I gonna?
I mean, the only vacations I had planned were to travel for comedy. So like, if comedy is not happening, then like, I'm not really gonna see a point in doing vacation when I could just not go on vacation, save money, and then do comedy trips when comedy does come back.
Yeah, I was kind of curious who the hell's going to have the money to go on vacation this summer with the lockdowns. I'm personally, I'm not even sure I can go to dinner yet. I'm so I think it's going to be months until I am really going to try to find out of the way places that no one goes to. It just seems a little crazy to me.
Let's worry about it being safe to do dick appointments again before we work.
That's true. In case you have to grab someone's ass. Okay, and then let's see. Moving on to mail fraud. The other day at a press conference, there's a suggestion to Trump about mail fraud or about mail-in ballots for the election to make sure that everybody's safe and nobody has, because of a potential flare-up, in particular of wave 2 of the COVID-19 coming probably in October, November. So we all of us here in Washington, I think you're all residents, right? Timmy, are you a resident?
Yeah.
Okay. We all do mail-in
Resident
ballots.
In that closet.
Trump said he believes there's a lot of voter fraud, even though he does mail-in ballot as an absentee to Florida now, because He has to, he says. He claimed that people just get ballots and just start thousands in a living room and just start filling them out. How do you feel about mail-in ballots? Do you worry about fraud with them?
I'm not worried about it. I mean, I sent him my ballot fine. I think it's kind of a weird double-edged thing he's doing here because he's about to mail us all $1,000 checks, but he's worried.
They're going to be fraudulent. I feel like we've voted through the mail, or at least had it as an option for a long time in Washington. And I think more people are able to vote when that happens. So if there is some fraud, it might even out with just how many more people are able to vote.
I feel like every time I've ever voted for any election, whether it was here in Florida, it was always I do not remember going to a place to vote. Yeah. That shit seems bananas to me.
I know. I've wondered that, like, people that are newer. I'm much older than everybody here, but like, so I used to go all the time, and I didn't want to do absentee. I liked actually walking to it. So when they forced us in Washington was the first time that I had ever voted by mail, and now I do think it's kind of wonderful. As far, I do miss it a little, but we do get a higher turnout, and it seems like that's what they're a little bit afraid of, is what happens when everyone can vote.
I mean, this last election, you're gonna get fraud no matter what. So it's like, and the article made a good point where it's just like the person was like, "Yo, just because like a bank gets robbed doesn't mean all the banks close." You just do active measures. It's never going to be 100% right. There's going to be a little bit of fraud because humans are always be scheming. That's what we're doing. So I ain't trying to go to some dumbass like high school gym and talk to some lady who's 70 about her daughter who she wants me to fuck because I'm trying to vote in an election that doesn't matter. Like it matters. I'm just joking.
Yeah.
Jokes.
Okay, now, because we do have people watching this out of the state of Washington who've never done a mail-in ballot, have you ever been confused while filling it out and it been a problem with you guys mailing, since all of you have done it? Ever at all?
No, I've never. And when I lived in LA, I would like mail them back from there to Washington. And always you can track it so you can see that they received it and everything. And I felt like I voted way more in like other elections, not just presidential, than I probably ever would if it wasn't for the mail-in ones, honestly. Yeah. And I do think they're pretty straightforward, and you can skip stuff if you don't know,
Yeah. It's like, have you ever been confused ordering a Domino's pizza? It's about the same.
I mean, yes, but that's my own fault.
So I've gotten confused, but let me explain. It's very straightforward, the instructions, but the amount of times the ballot says if you do this wrong, it won't count.
Yeah.
I second guessed myself a million times because I was like, I did it once. I was like, oh, that seems pretty easy. And then right before I voted it in, and then the fact that like everyone on Twitter that day was like, don't fuck up your ballot. It's not going to count. And then I just kept I literally had to show my ballot to someone. Like, I don't want to see how you vote. I'm like, shut up. I need you to make sure I'm not stupid.
Hey, that is our that's our show for today. Thank you so much, my panelists, for coming in. Timmy Booth, Chris Mejia, and Monica Nevi. Thank you so much. My name is Silas Lindenstein. This was the 12-minute show. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.